Hey Virgo, I hope all of you are doing incredible. Happy Wednesday. We're going to do a reading for you, so do take it as it resonates for you, of course. Maybe one ear and out the other, but doesn't seem to resonate with your journey line, storyline, or lifeline. Thank you, Spirit, Universe, God, so much for being here. We truly do appreciate you for showing up today. I have burden that fell, also number 6. In that sense, 6th house is Mercury, but ruled by the 6th house Virgo. Okay, so something about feeling burdened. Okay, you could be fighting, and that could feel like a burden. Arguing, disagreeing, Could be a love situation. There's obviously endless possibilities. There's a lot of projection. There can be success in this situation. There's a rebirth taking place. So when you have somebody arguing with you or debating with you in any way, it could be about anything. They could just be so distracted within their own mind and be overwhelmed with what's going on in the external in their own environment at work or outside of the home life or whatever it may be. They're dealing with something and it's pretty severe and it's causing some problems to the mental and the emotional states of this individual that is argumentative and objective to like many things. But the thing is they're going through something. It's of course a lot of us need to know, like when we have had to start healing somewhere, right? All of us have started a journey of healing along the way somewhere. And we have to remember when that happened, how much came crashing down on us, how much we were probably mentally and emotionally breaking down, and how we were probably, not acting the best to other people because we're too distracted about what's going on within us. It's overwhelming to try to understand what's going on around us. This is something that's happening in energy right here. So like Virgo, if you're in a relationship, right, and like your partner is just a little bit agitated, I feel like they're just going through a very huge awakening, and the awakening isn't a comforting one. It's like one thing that they've had to face, and it's called fear. And since they're facing it, it's kind of causing them to have a little bit of a irritable reaction because they're scared. And nobody really knows how to be okay to be scared. Like how to let somebody know they're actually fearful of something, how to let somebody know they're scared of something. Ego usually gets in the way of that. So it's kind of like they're battling it with their own ego right now. That's what's happening. You do have number 10 as well. 10th house energy could be Saturn or, of course, Capricorn. But this is what's happening, a rebirth, and whatever has been feeling burdenous. I told you when I feel these energies and I see these cards, there's just a new adventure that's coming through for you. And I feel a lot of you could be adventurous souls. So this relationship that you got going on with your person is a very adventurous one. It could come to a halt at some points, but I feel like there's always just something being re-planned for you, like a new thing that's coming through, all the things that you learned and gained knowledge with from your old experiences with that adventure. You're about to be combining many new things from those experiences into something new, because it's always, for you like to have that shock, that surprise, like, whoa, like what's that? I want to see that. I'm curious about that. And so that's something your spirit team and God knows that you need. So to make a plan, it's almost like if you were to plan a vacation and you did it overnight, it probably is not going to be the best vacation, But if you took your time to plan, probably going to be a really good vacation. And that's kind of like God's taking his time for this new adventure to come through for you, because he knows what you deserve. And he's like, you're not an overnighter, you're a long timer. Okay, so like he's trying to prepare and plan something that's going to feel very beneficial for your life, for your ability to grow as a spiritual being. Okay, all right, let's do a little bit further. I saw the success. Oh, yep. I told you, I feel these things and I see these things, and adventure's still on the bottom. This is right. Number 6 again. and this is where you're going to have success feeling this burden. It's kind of like when you're in a partnership, interdependence is nice, where you both can lean on each other when you really need to, but mostly you don't need to, right? You're like, I can rely on myself, no problem, unless something really, really happened that I needed to rely on my partner. But that's the type of relationship this is. But right now, you've been taking a little bit more of their load because they're not able to really deal with it all. But when you're in a partnership, that's what you in turn do for each other. It's kind of like, just like, okay, since you're dealing with the whole rebirth, you're having this dark night of the soul, you're going through a cocoon moment, you know, I'll take on some of this load for you, but I'm going to definitely give it back to you once you're done. But that's what your responsibility is as a partner. You know, you're not supposed to deal with it for them. You're supposed to hold on to it for them. Then once they get through it, you can give it back, because you'll know that they're strong enough at that point to take on the load that you took on for them at the moment. That's the feeling. That's what I'm getting. It's like a huge situation of, this is a relationship and there's success, and this is a part of your existence and theirs as well. So, okay. Number 1 as well could be first house, which would be ascending, or Mars, of course. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit, which of course is a Virgo's energy, right? This is meaning to me that because it's Virgo's Hermit mode energy of withdrawn, feeling a place of solitude, not really talking much to other people, constant thoughts, like deep recollection of things, and there's a feeling of bringing things to light, because the Hermit holds on to the lantern. Okay, so I feel like since you've gone through these energies, right, this is something your partner is now experiencing right now, and they need you to also be in that understanding energy of you, of how you had to also understand yourself going through these phases. So your partner is really in need of just you being there, but you don't really have to do much. You just kind of just be there, and when they're out of their whatever, everything will be okay again. But they're right now is just kind of a brief moment of them feeling withdrawn, them feeling agitated or irritable, or they're just going through some things and having to face some of these things. And I think the more that they're irritable, the reason why they get a little irritable, I think they're irritated at themselves, knowing that they're irritated at the person they love, and they don't want that. But right, they can't explain what's going on, and that becomes more frustrating to them. Okay. Oh, this is a love situation. There's a personal transition happening, and the personal meaning personal, like interpersonal, like nobody in the external even knows really what's happening or going on, but this is you having this knowledge now, like, and clarity for a lot of you too, that this is your lover. They may be kind of pushed you away, or they haven't been as lovey with you, or there might be right now, Virgo, we're in Pisces season, and you would be in a lovey-dovey mood. A lot of you will be. And this could be where you're like, well, I'm in needy mood right now, and they're not like responding to me or reacting to me in the ways they normally would, or that you really need a little bit more right now. And this is probably causing the arguments, because I know the Two of Cups came in a position where it could be in the reverse, but it wasn't fully there. And I do feel like it could be in that position where you guys are lovers, but there's been a little bit of static in the relationship. But the static is the kind of like a disconnect, but that's not a disconnect from you, Virgo. Like, your partner's not disconnecting from you. To be able to disconnect from everything, in a sense, is actually going to be what they really are going to know what they want to reconnect with after they go through this. And sometimes you have to, because what you're going through as a self-whole energy healing, you don't want to place that on anybody else, project that onto anybody else. So you would kind of disconnect from everything at that moment, which is exactly what the Hermit is. And this Six of Swords in the reverse gives me the personal transition, and that's the transition they're going through personally. And eventually, they could be coming to communicate to you about what they were experiencing, because they'll have a better understanding themselves about what was going on. In that sense, they're just going through it and kind of worried, like not knowing, but they're trusting and surrendering to it. But there's still a little bit of that agitation, but that's like the ego trying to be halting them, because the ego is more scared of that change or that need for movement, you know? So Aquarius and Cancer's energy, the moon or Uranus, 11th house or 4th house specifically, 2 or 6, but 6 is a very significant number here. And I know that there's 3 6s. A lot of people worry about that number, but mainly it's actually a good omen. It's all really about your belief system and what you believe, and that's usually what is the reality that you live. I'm not gonna lie, it's all about energy. It's all about how you allow yourself to be your own alchemist in a way. But with this Chinese your tiger or a Chinese your sheep or horse, they call it ram too. Some whatever suits y'all and your, freedom of speech, because that's, we all get to say whatever. But for some of you, it could be the masculine, and this is your empress, right? And they're just under a lot of stress right now, like stressed out to the max. And there's just a lot of things that they're going through, like a awakening and a personal transitioning and a dark night of soul. But they're also dealing with a lot of external issues. They could be a mother, so there's the children they have to deal with, or they could also be working. There's work problems they have to deal with, people at work. Maybe if they have to run errands, they have to deal with people really weird moods and whatnot, out in public. But that's for that if you're the masculine. But if you're the feminine, what's been going on with you specifically when your partner's not allowed, well, not really, like they're there, like kind of feeling like they're not allowed to right now because of what they're going through. You feel a little bit disheartened. You feel like stressed out because you're like, bro, who is gonna be there for me right now? I'm going through a lot and I really need my partner to be there for me. Sorry. But yeah, you really need your partner there for you, and they're going through something, but maybe that's what you needed to know so that you could feel comforted through this, because what they're going through is actually strengthening that position. Like that thing you're needing from them is what they're going through is strengthening that specifically. So once they get out of it, they'll be able to give you all those things. You just have to hold out a little, be patient, occupy your time as much as you can. Do things that you wouldn't normally do. I guess sometimes it's like house cleaning is specific too. Spring cleaning, washing all your windows, cleaning up your kiddos' rooms, going and organizing toys and going through clothes, sorting through things, getting all the laundry done, because when we do that, it's like a true end goal of achievement. Anyway, but also cleaning up cabinets, like going to the cabinets and cleaning up out of there, and anything that's old or anything that could be given away that you're never going to use before it expires or whatever, right? There's things that you could be doing to occupy your time until your partner specifically gets out of this transition and comes back to being, well, it's going to be a new butterfly energy, right? They're going to come out of their cocoon feeling all brand new and re-strengthened, but that's going to be all because you held some of their weight a little bit, and so they're going to have all the strength and ability to handle the same weight that you held for them, as well as for you they would do the same. You see what I'm saying? And that's what like interdependence is, in a sense. Like it's one really is struggling to hold on to the whole thing, but like for themselves, because the other one still can handle theirs. But they're like, okay, because we're partners and that's what I want with you, I'll do this for you because I know in turn you would do it for me. That's what's happening in this relationship. Okay. There could be a Chinese your dragon here, okay, or something about logical, because it flipped on both sides. Well, I grabbed it from one and I saw that, and then it flipped over to the other side. Something about maybe petite. Chinese your dragons are 1988, 1976, 1954, or no, 1964, 1952, and 2000, and then 2012, and then 2024 are all dragon years. I'm going to get a telepathy oracle card because they're like the loved ones, and so this will give you some insight about what's going on. Emotion, looking into the depths of your emotions. This is what's happening for like the both of you. There's something happening because when you're tied together, you're connected. Even though they're disconnected, you still are a partnership. So their feeling is like whatever they're going through, they're gonna come out stronger on the other end, and it's not just stronger for them; it's stronger for you because once they plug back into you, you're gonna feel amplified strength too. And so there's a deeper set of emotions you could be looking into at this moment for preparing for that one moment when they finally plug back into you. And the emotion between the two of you is obviously very deep. Okay, and there is some kind of accept here. So accepting, be prepared to accept what fate has in store for you. Exactly. There it is. So yeah, everything's gonna be fine, actually. The divine says so. And be patient and occupy your time. Really. Everything's good. It's just this is a phase that some of your partners are going through right now, and they just need your support through it. It's gonna be alright. Okay. Anyways, I hope this helped. I really, really do. You guys are the best. Stay amazing.